What's up, fam? It's your girl Ty, and I'm back with another video. So, first off, I want to say thank you to everyone who are subscribed to my channel. Thank you to everyone who have stumbled across my channel and decided to listen to me rumble off. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I love you from the bottom of my heart. So I think the last time I was on here was about a week ago. I'm trying to be more productive in other areas in my life, so I haven't been showing up on my YouTube channel as much. I'm very proud of myself though, because I'm not used to really coming out of my shell that often, and every time I come out my shell a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, I feel like I'm starting to get more comfortable with it. Some days I just don't feel like myself, my higher self, should I say. So I'm trying to find balance pretty much within my life, with the different hats that I wear, and also with my own energy too. I was recently going through my old videos, and I remember I always promised myself that when I no matter how successful I get in life and no matter how far I go, I always said I would never delete none of my old videos, because I never want to forget where I came from. Also, I want others to see how far the Holy Spirit has brought me within my spiritual journey. And that's also another reason why I started this channel. However, throughout my journey, if you I don't know if you guys are day ones or not, but if you would like to, if you go back to my first ever video that I posted, I believe it was about 2 years ago. I was so depressed, so down, so not myself who I am today. Definitely not operating out of my higher self as I do today. So I have grown, I have evolved, and I realized that in my past I would just show up looking any kind of way, and I didn't care. I literally made one of my first shorts. I said something on the lines of, when spirit wants you to do something, just do it. It doesn't matter how your hair look, if your lashes done, if your hair done, if your nails done, just do it. And that's literally what I said in my short. And at the time, that's what I was feeling in my spirit. Just do it. I kept feeling pushed to do something, to start something. And honestly, prior to that time, I had already been feeling that nudge to do something, and I knew that I wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I just didn't think that it was the right time to do it. I didn't have enough confidence within myself to feel like to put myself out there to be criticized and ripped apart by, you know, people and their opinions about me, and especially the people who I know knew me personally, and you know, would also come just to see what I got going on and judge me. And I realized that, fast forward to now, 2 years later, I still have somewhat anxiety here and there. But what I realized is that once I start talking, and once I start going, and once I start talking about the assignment of the day that God assigned me to talk about, I don't feel that anxiety no more. I don't feel like none of that low vibrational energy that's telling me that I'm not good enough to show up. And I realized that throughout my journey, I shift my programming. I shift the way that I see myself. I shift the way that I view myself. And when I started shifting the way that I see and view myself, I noticed that slowly others started to shift the way that they seen and view me too. So with that being said, I'm not saying that it's not people still trying to, you know, watch everything that I do to tear everything apart, but I choose to focus on the good though, you know what I'm saying? Because what I didn't mention is that, yeah, it was going to be a lot of people that knew me personally coming to see, and you know, to be nosy, and they probably not here to support me. But the question I want to ask you guys, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who do this, is why do the first thought we think about is the negative thoughts? Did you notice that I didn't say how me starting this channel was going to help people? And I know it have helped people, because I have people commenting on my channel before, and I have people have told me personally that my message came to them right when it needed to come to them. And also, I hear spirit saying as I'm talking that when you are in business with spirit, everything is timeless. So for example, I started posting videos, I think it was a little over 2 years actually, a little over 2 years ago, and if let's say I didn't start 2 years ago, let's say I started today, let's say I started 2 years later down the road, we're in 2025 right now, let's say I started in 2027, with spirit, time doesn't exist. It doesn't. The time clock, as how we think about time here in the physical realm, spirit think about, we are the clock, you are the clock. So when we keep waiting for the right time to start something, when spirit is saying the right time is you are the clock. So when you realize who you are, what you are, the power that you hold, you start operating out of that power that you are, that you hold. And when you do that, you send off a frequency, not only that's telling your higher self, I'm ready to step in and step into my purpose, but it's also telling others, I have to, how can I say this? Because I remember, it's interesting because I was listening to my girl earlier, and I was going to say I have to respect them. And then I remember this morning, very interesting, one of my girls I was listening to her, and she was saying, Alex, shout out to Alex, she's a tarot reader, but she was saying, the question that she put in her reading that she wanted her community to think about, which is myself, because I'm a part of her community. She asked, do you feel like that someone have to respect you? And it's interesting because I really did think about that, because I always felt like, I always went by the phrase, respect is due to a dog. And I did feel like I demand respect. And I'm really big on that too, honestly. And if I feel like I'm disrespected, me being the person that I am, I feel like it's necessary for me to have a conversation with that person, because I don't like feeling that energy of someone disrespected me. But as I was listening to her this morning, it made me really think, like, I'm talking about what I don't like feeling and this and that. Yeah, I don't like feeling it. But do I have control on how someone else treats me? And they really had me sitting and thinking, y'all, I don't. I really don't. And that brings me back to what I was just saying again. Me doing what God called me to do. Do I really have control of what other people gonna think of me, and how I'm doing it, and how I'm moving, and what I'm saying? And is it right or is it wrong? And as I'm saying this, I'm thinking about my name that I choose to use. And the name that I did choose to use, as you guys probably already seen, is Green Tara Tai. I have a reason behind that name, and that reason, it have a lot of depth in it. And within that depth, I feel like I said that wrong, but it's deep. And when I say something about something being deep, I'm thinking about deep in my waters. When I think about deep, I'm thinking about a body of ocean so out, so like off, and so deep that humans can't even reach those areas. I'm talking about the key ingredients within us, the waters, our waters. And when I think about that, it makes me realize that even with the ocean water itself, you can see the waves, and it's always having a ripple effect. If you ever threw a rock into a puddle of water, you'll see the ripple effect from that rock that you just threw in that water. But what I came to realize is that if you spend so much time worrying about what type of ripple effects you're going to cause by standing in your power, you're going to forever be waiting for the right time. And for a while now, I've been a nurse for about 2 years now. I remember 2 years ago when I was in nursing school, I started my YouTube channel, and I remember one of my classmates, she told me, you should really start a TikTok. It's a lot of people be on TikTok and this and that, and she was telling me about all these other social media platforms. Me personally, I'm not really big on social media, I just got my first ever Facebook page like 2 years ago. As a matter of fact, I was in nursing school then. And so back again, going full circle, I'm not like a social media girl. I'm just not tapping into that. So it's interesting because I remember when she told me you should do that, you should put your stuff on that because you be having some very good messages on your channel. And not only that, I'm just so used to just speaking truth wherever I go. Anybody who know me, who been around me, who ever worked with me, know me personally, or anything of that sort, just know me at all. They know I'm always that girl who giving out advice and, you know, telling people the real because I've been through a lot of shit. And not only that, I done had a lot of people that I thought truly, you know, wanted to see the best for me or truly love me. And I ain't even gonna say truly love me because some people I do say truly did love me, and they still hurt me because I understand that hurt people. So I do want to say I just been through a lot, and I've been that girl before. Well, I felt like I didn't have anybody, and the whole world was like, my whole world's falling apart. I've been that person before who tried to take themselves out. I tried to take my own life before when I was 14. I took a half a bottle of pills. It didn't work. However, with me, you know, doing destructive things to myself, trying to take my own life away, having other people do destructive things to me that hurt me and caused trauma in me that took me such a long time to heal from, and I'm still healing to this day. Like, I don't feel like no one is really can say they're completely healed. That's just my personal opinion. I used to think that I was healed, but I realized that no one is completely healed. We are literally healing ourselves and others as we step into our power, step into our truth. And once again, that's why I started this channel. No, I'm kind of rambling out, but back to what I was gonna say. So, full circle moment, y'all. So 2 years ago, I started the YouTube channel. 2 years ago, I had people telling me you should do this, you do that. I ain't do it because I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I finally, yesterday, September 1st, created me a TikTok. The name of my TikTok is the same name that's on here. Only thing is I couldn't put the little angel that I have on YouTube because they wouldn't let me do it on TikTok. But the name is Green Tara Tide. So if y'all want to follow my new TikTok, feel free to follow me. I'm probably gonna post this on Facebook today too. Not sure, who the fuck knows, but the more the merry. I do want to mention that I started a woman empowerment group, and the reason why I want to mention that because I am gonna post this on my Facebook after all. I was sitting last night talking with Spirit, and I was telling myself like I was going through my old journal because I got a new one now. I've been writing over the years. I've been needing to get new journals, but I still keep my old journals because what I do sometimes is I thumb through my journal until God tells me to stop, and then I read the message wherever I land at, and then after I read that message, I write, you know, what I want to write for the day. Or sometimes I do it backwards. I write first how I feel for the day, and then gotta, you know, have me thumb through my previous journal, and then I pick a page to read about. But it always somehow intertwined with each other. Rather what I wrote that day and what I wrote in the past that God sent me back to. And that's why I love journaling, because it's like being in the church and knowing that you going through all this stuff at home, but nobody else don't know. But you wailing in the back of the church, and the pastor just keep hitting you with everything that you're going through, and you like, how is I'm way back here in the back of the church, and he keeps saying everything that I'm going through. It's like he's reaching back in the back of the church and grabbing my mind and bringing me to the to the pit. And that have happened to me before, honestly. And it was so mind-blowing because I'm like, what? And that just shows, like, you can't hide from God, y'all. You cannot hide from God. And the more and more you try to hide from God, and hiding from God is hiding from yourself. Who are you? Who did God program you? Not program you, because we get programmed here. Let me restate what I said. Who did God create you to be? To create something, you have to have. To create a dish or food, you have to have ingredients. When God put those ingredients in there, he made something. That was you. Then after he made you, he put you in an environment. And in this environment, you was programmed to think and believe that everything that you was hearing, seeing, and listening to, and you know, you're in it now. You're in the Matrix. Some people, what's his name, Neo in the Matrix? I hope I'm saying it right. Some people become Neo. Some people become the man who just like, you know what, I know it's fake, but I'm still gonna eat the steak. It's coming a time now, y'all, that we gotta be real with ourselves and ask ourselves, who are you gonna be? Are you gonna be operating out of your flesh, which is your lower self, or are you gonna be operating out of your higher self, which is spirit, God? When I think about the Holy Spirit, the whole, it's like a overhaul. It's the whole. The holy is us all together as a collective. And the spirit is pieces of that whole that's coming out of the waters, the water of the wombs. The universe is within us. And when those spirits come out of the womb, the water, it sprouts. And when it sprouts, it forgets. But it's time for us to remember who we are, what we came here for, figure out what we like to do for fun, hobbies. Your hobbies is what's going to take you to the next level. We keep thinking about the next job and the next job and the next job. Make your hobby your next job. Make your hobby your next business. Like, invest in yourself. You don't have to work for no one for the rest of your life. Invest in yourself. I know they're making it hard for us to do that now. I get it. I know we can't just go out here and get no wood and build a house. I know we just can't, go out here and get free waters and lights because they would be locked up in jail somewhere. I get it. I know it's people out here who trying to give it to us, but they keep stopping it because they don't want us to get there. I get it. However, we have to slow down. And when I say slow down, stop feeling the need to always be somewhere and go somewhere and be keeping up with the Joneses and being the dude who got this and like, stop comparing yourself to everybody, especially the people in your own community, in your own city, because that's the main thing that keeps us like crabs in the bucket. We be so busy looking around at everybody else. Every time the one crowd go up, we want to pull that crowd down instead of realizing that we can all come together and lift each other up and come up together. It's no competition. The only competition that we should be having is with ourselves, honestly. Understand that. Because every time we feel like the competition is outside of us, the more it's going to take us to realize that nothing outside of us matters. And if you are focused on something outside of you, you're going to continue to be focused on that. Because what you focus on, you attract. Just like they say, it seems like I keep running into the same kind of men or the same kind of women. That's because you keep attracting that same kind of energy. Shift your energy, and maybe that'll make you change the energy that you're attracting. You see what I'm trying to say? Start thinking differently about how you view yourself, how you see yourself, how you view your money. Start understanding that all these things that we're buying out the stores, some of the things have to, I've said 95% of the things we can make ourselves. But I don't want to say that word, but I hear one of my interests in that where we just keep getting dumbed down. Allowing ourselves to do it, because the thing is, back in the day, like, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into stuff, but all I want to say is, y'all, read your books, gain more knowledge. If you don't like to read, listen. They got the audio books now. You can just listen, gain the knowledge. Like, it's too much knowledge out here for us to be rocking around here asleep. But anyway, I kind of been jumping everywhere. Real quick before I leave, for those of you from my from Facebook that's listening on Facebook, woman empowerment. I was talking to Spirit about that last night, and I was saying to myself, like, one of my old pages I ran across from 2021 or 22, and I was talking about the woman empowerment group, and I was thinking to myself, like, dang, the first one I had, I didn't have as many people I wanted to show up, Some people told me that they had, you know, plans and they couldn't come. Some people just didn't show. And I'm pretty sure they was busy. I'm not mad at anybody for not showing up because I know that it was a test for me too. And I feel like Spirit is saying, I'm gonna share with y'all what Spirit asked me last night. Spirit said, what if I told you, and I want y'all to put yourself in these shoes too, because y'all too have a promise from Spirit. What if I told you and I promised you a position, right? And then I tell you that it's gonna come, but I don't tell you when. And Spirit said, and let's say time passed by, and then I tell you, okay, do this. And doing that is you basically stepping into what God promised you that, you know, you'll have, or you'll be in, or you'll see one day, you know, a vision. And when you do it, you don't feel like it's the right time to do it, but you do it anyway because God say do it. And one thing about me, y'all, if y'all don't know anything else about me, and that's why I think in my past I came on here looking any kind of way so much, because when God tell me to do something, I'm gonna do it. And sometimes God tell me do it right now. Like sometimes God had me go live on Facebook, and I didn't want to do it, y'all. I didn't. But I would rather do what I don't want to do versus being disobedient to God, because God is my provider. So I'm not gonna bite the hand that feeds me. So I do as I was told. And gotta do a time check, y'all, because I got somewhere to be here. 1 second. All right, I gotta go. I got about 15 more minutes, but I'm gonna make this real quick. So imagine, okay, so like I said, y'all don't bite the hand that feed me. And so I did plenty things within the last 2 years that I didn't want to do, including starting my YouTube channel. Literally, when I was out there recording, I remember I was crying, talking to Spirit. I'm gonna try to talk a little fast, y'all, because I'm trying to hurry up. But I was crying, talking to Spirit, and I remember I heard Spirit very, very, very dominant, like voice, or should I say telepathic energy, because it's not a voice really. I hear it as a voice, but it's not. But I heard God, Spirit say, start recording, and I did. And after that, he said, post it, that's gonna be your first video. And I remember around that time, once again, I was going back and forth with myself, like, we're gonna start, we just gonna wait till it's time. And at the time, I didn't feel like I looked the way that I wanted to present myself. And I remember to this day, I look back on, I be like, oh my God, look, the mess. But that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's what God is trying to get us to see. Like, you starting something just how you are right now in this very moment is what I wanted. I don't want people, sometimes people think that when you with God, everything is all peaches and cream and everything is all beautiful. God wanting to show people that I can take the most unrighteous, filthiest person straight off the streets and turn them into the most holy, purified person. Because what people don't understand is that that filthy, unrighteous person, God doesn't see them like that. God sees the glory, the righteousness, the beauty in us all before we do. And the crazy thing about it is we don't want to start because we don't think that it's time, because we don't see the glory in us. But God is pushing us to start anyway, because God sees all the glory in us before we even start. It's funny how it takes for a certain person to start something and to receive others' attention and other approval for them to feel the frequency of power. The power is you. Have you ever heard of that phrase, quality over quantity? God said, I don't care about the numbers. I don't care about the audience. What I care about is you understanding who you are and what you are capable of doing right now with the very little things that you feel like you have. Because God said you feel like you have less, but you have so much more right now. And when you can be grateful before what you have right now in this very moment, you will be so surprised on how much more God will bless you with. That's all I got for y'all today. I really pray that this gets to the right people. Going back again, I'm sorry, y'all. I think I got to like 3 times and didn't never say it. But Woman Empowerment Group ran across the page that I talked about it, and I said something in my spirit felt bad because I'm like, you ain't even planning the next group. And I said I was gonna do it in September. But what I decided to do is start my woman empowerment groups with me speaking through my channels. And when we get enough people to agree or to, you know, just keep showing up, eventually we will meet in person. But until then, I just want to kind of do everything online. I do have a couple other things that I know that Spirit is telling me I'm not allowed to speak on at this moment, so I'm not going to speak on it. But it also have a lot to do with why I'm choosing to do it this way too, on an online platform versus in person. But when it get to that, I hear Spirit say he ain't never gonna get to, because everything ain't meant for everybody to know. But anyway, excuse me. Spirit has spoken. But yeah, so for those of you who want about the Woman Empowerment Group, I will be sharing a couple things on here with you guys. So stay tuned. I don't want to give too many details yet because I'm not really sure yet how I'm going to do it. But I'm still going to do it. It's just going to be more of an online thing until we can get, I guess, a good number, or I hear Spirit say into the divine time when I tell you that it's right. So until Spirit tell me it's time to meet up in person. So once again, I love every single one of y'all. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I would really appreciate the support, especially since I'm starting this new journey with TikTok. So I'm going to be probably sharing all of my videos on all 3 platforms now. YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. And yeah. I think I'm going to get an Instagram, but I think I'm going to make the Instagram more like a personal thing. Like I don't know. But when I figure out, I'll let y'all know. I love y'all so very much. And until next time. See you guys later.